Welcome back. And as we said, we're starting this morning looking at the state of the nation. A number of things has happened during the course of this week. You can start with the issue of Bring Back Our Girls, because there was a request to meet with the president. One of the groups, because this is not something that is being engineered by a handful of people. We're talking about loads of Nigerians who have converged in Abuja to meet with the president, and then loads of Nigerians in Abia State, in Enugu State, in Kwara State, I think Kogi State as well, in Delta State. They were there, they went to meet Governor Uduaghan. In so many other states, in Ogun State, in Lagos State, they met with the deputy governor. The governor was there the previous visit that they went there to demonstrate and protest and say, bring back our girls. All of this is happening across the nation. Yes. And then it's got an international dimension to it. We've got Bring Back Our Girls in America, in the United Kingdom, and other parts of the world. So it's gaining momentum, and there is a need for us to discuss it and look at what the solutions are. And also we're looking at the national conference and looking at the bomb blasts. Yes, it's being extended. So all of this will be discussed this morning. And joining us for this conversation this morning, I'll start from my left-hand side, Mr. Tony Ranta, who is the Secretary of United Niger Delta Energy Development Security Strategy, UNDESS. UNDESS.
UNDESS. A coalition of all the civil society and ethnic nationalities of the South or the Niger Delta.
Okay, so and apart from that, you're a member of the National Conference?
No, I'm not.
I consider to BC Adegbuyi, who I would introduce now. BC Adegbuyi, a legal practitioner and member of the National Conference?
Delegate to the National Conference.
Delegate to
representing Ogun State.
Representing Ogun State. That's great. And sitting next to him is Mr. Kalu Onuma, who's a social commentator. Great to have you here.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Joining us in a few minutes on this program, we will have Mrs. Obi Ezekwesili, former Minister of Education and one of the arrowheads for the Bring Back Our Girls campaign to ensure that this is not swept under the carpet. We'll be speaking with her to find out what transpired at that visit to Aso Villa and what is going to be happening in the near future or in the next few days as far as this campaign goes. It's exactly 40 days today, so there's no way we can sweep this conversation under the carpet. We have to discuss. But let me start with you, Mr. Uranta. Some people will say, yes, you're close to the presidency because the president is your kinsman, and you probably have his ears at some point or the other, maybe not every day. What is your thought about what has happened with regards our girls that are being abducted, and what are you hearing from whatever sources you have from the presidency?
I'd like to clarify that. I am a bit close as to be friendly with the president, just as I'm friendly with Fashola, with Oshomole, with Mimiko, with Fireme.
Get all their ears. That is a good thing.
Good. I'm non-partisan, and I'm very concerned about the security issue in the Northeast or anything to do with Boko Haram, because in fact, my daughter, as a lot of people know through Googling, was the first person to have ever been threatened by Boko Haram with abduction. We had to pull her out of the American University in Wheeler when this threat came out. And she's now, in fact, she led the Bring Back Our Girls demonstration in Toronto, Canada. But having said that, I think we need to rephrase. I am very, very enthusiastic about this whole movement. But I think, and I've thought that way right from the beginning, that the statement took off, in a sense, on the wrong foot. It should not be Bring Back Our Girls. Are you saying Boko Haram Bring Back Our Girls? So Shekau is laughing and saying, you're going to sell them. you should be talking to Boko Haram. You should not be talking to, whilst we agree that a government is there to take care of the welfare of its people, we must all admit the fact that the government has failed in a lot of ways.
Okay.
Not just this government. Nearly all governments in Nigeria so far have failed because the very structure that they are built upon is made to fail. Okay. So there is no good governance because corruption is thriving. And why is it thriving? Because there is a structural imbalance as to what is Nigeria, who is Nigerian.
But where we are as of today, and that's where we have to deal with. We can't go back to the era of we can't go back to
what we should be demanding is Boko Haram free our girls.
How do we do that?
No. What do you do?
We go on television and tell Boko Haram, you're watching us now, you have to bring our girls.
So now you tell, who are we talking to? Bring back our girls. Who are we saying that?
We're telling the president and we're telling the leader of the house, because I'm now referring to Nigeria as a house. When something goes wrong in the house, I go to my father to say, Dad, you need to do this. So I go to my father, not the thief that came to ambush us. To fortify the house. So would you agree?
Fortify the house. Good.
So would you say that at this time, and with what we're going through, where we're directing the question is, or where we're asking for help is the wrong place?
I think so.
So you're saying that the president is helpless in this matter?
I'm not saying he's helpless. I'm saying he's not the one that the question should be directed to.
So who should we direct it to? To Boko Haram?
Yes, in a sense. You see, we seem to have thrown up our hands ourselves, Nigerians. If we do not better crystallize our positions and our requests and direct them properly. Now, Bring Back Our Girls has created global attention. Fantastic. And it has brought in global involvement, which will be helpful. But we all knew, it was stated factually, and even a general was shot at, that the Nigerian military had stated that it was under-equipped. It did not have the intelligence. It has already...
The Nigerian military has accepted that.
If a general...
But when the governor of Borno State said that this was the case, that they were not well equipped, he was criticized for trying to not encourage the morale of the military to be boosted.
Yes, I agree that happened, and I agree that should not have happened.
But you're saying the same thing he had said, that the Boko Haram is probably better equipped.
Not better equipped.
Or they're as equipped as...
Not better equipped, but their morale is higher.
I mean, they're winning the war so far, so that can explain.
It's easier to win a war of terror than to defend yourself against a war of terror. Ask America in Iraq, in Afghanistan, in
Let me take this
Pakistan.
conversation to Bisadigwe. Some people have said that this is a matter where we should be asking the president, not Boko Haram, because you don't ask the thief to bring back your goods. You get the people that you pay tax to go get the thief to bring back the goods. What's your own thought?
With due respect to my friend and brother here, I'm unable to agree with him that we're talking to the wrong person. We're talking to the right person. I'm a lawyer, and I understand the jurisprudential underpinning of governance. Mr. President symbolizes our collective will. We have mandated him to act for and on our behalf. And ipso facto, his superintendence over the management of Nigeria is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. And therefore, he has a responsibility to bring back our girls. There's what we call holding out in law, the principle of holding out. Once you hold yourself out, I want to be president, and people vote for you, then it behooves you to rise up to the occasion and act in accordance with our wishes and aspirations. If I were to be the president of Nigeria, if my age says that the people who are campaigning, advocating that our girls be brought back home should go and talk to Boko Haram, I will fire that aide. Because for me it's an embarrassment. You're telling me that I'm incapable of discharging the functions of my office. Yes, we know Mr. President cannot personally go
out and do it himself.
But the wherewithal, the strong powers and influence of office is in command of the aforementioned. And thereafter, therefore, in my view, we are talking to the right person. Now, secondly, we are building a consensus. And this is one of the few times that Nigerians will build a consensus around an issue. In football, we do. But this Chibok girls issue will well be our Arab Spring if care is not taken. Because this is criminality, pure and simple. And this is something that affects humanity. And that's why, regardless of the fact that it has happened in Nigeria, the whole world is sympathetic. They are assisting us. They are doing everything humanly possible to get, let us imagine for a second that my daughter is right there. I would be half dead. It's traumatic. And therefore, whatever we say, we must be very careful so that we don't send wrong signals to people that, are these people capable of governing themselves? Do they understand what governance means? With a stroke of the pen, you can move billions, if not billions of naira, and with the power of National Assembly. Now, coming back to the issue of whether the Nigerian military is equipped or not, whether they are underfunded, whether morale is high or low, it is clear that what is happening in Nigeria is a metastatic thing.
Okay, let's quickly go to... yes, okay, we did say that we'll have obviously Kwesili, one of the arrowheads of the Bring Back Our Girls campaign. She now joins us via phone. She is in Abuja at the moment, so she joins us. Good morning.
Hi, Kayode, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm not too happy with the situation. 40 days on, Bring Back Our Girls campaign continues, and we're yet to know the situation. What is your thought and the thought of millions, or maybe if we want to actually be honest, say thousands and thousands of Nigerians who are supporting the Bring Back Our Girls campaign? What's their thought 40 days on?
I think the only way I can characterize what I saw amongst the women yesterday and those of the men that are joining us daily. Today would be the 25th day. Yesterday was the 24th day of our daily gathering in support of these girls. My characterization is a sense of profound sadness. Profound sadness, but a resolve to keep standing with the girls and their families. I think that anything that has to do with the Chibok girls really makes a statement as to the values that we subscribe to individually and collectively. When I hear certain statements of certain people, I am shocked at the depth of the corrosion of the values that we always subscribed to growing up in this nation. That said, I think that there is a single issue on the table, and that single issue is the necessity for our government, which has the responsibility constitutionally for the security of life and property of citizens, to give us the accountability for girls who answer the noble call to acquire education, who then were taken, contrary to their will, out of the school compound, and of whom today we still have absolutely no sense of their state of affairs.
Okay, now having said that, we are where we are as of today. If you look back a day or two ago when you went to Aso Villa with a group of people that believe that the right channel to push our drive to request our girls be brought back is the presidency. When you were told, or actually let me ask, what was the full response? Because the report only shows a bit of what the Minister of State for FCT must have said. We only got a few seconds of her. What was it, in your own words, summarize what she said to you that led to you saying to the federal government of Nigeria that you're saddened by the fact that the president would not respond to you directly? What was it that she said?
I think there were two key points in the response of Mrs. Jumoke Akinjide, or Miss Jumoke Akinjide, as a spokesperson for the president's delegation. One, you really shouldn't be asking me about those girls. Tell Boko Haram to release them. And that was a shocker to all the people who were there. And